Hey, welcome to my channel. My legal name is Sachin Murari. I'm a hyperpolyglot giga chat alpha male who is very attractive to every woman and man on the planet. So today I'll discuss, about my 2025 progress I made in the field of language, and still there are 3 months to go for 2026. So I'm gonna tell you like how would I, plan the different things or what would I do in these 3 months. A book is here, so let's keep it aside, let's focus on the video. So the year started on 1st January, and I was at Delhi at my relative's house, relative's home. And a YouTuber named Language Simp, you already know who he is. If you don't know him, just check him out. He's one of the funniest YouTuber you will ever see the video of, watch the video of. So LanguageSimp made a video about like top 10 languages to learn in 2025, and I watched it. And that time I had no plans, to learn any language because I was so engaged with the different things, like different academic things, not like linguistic or anything. And I didn't pay much attention to like what is he actually trying to say with that video. He wanted to, tell the ease of learning different languages. He was telling the features of top 10 languages, like why you should learn it. Like, would you be able to learn it if you were like, if you work as work at this post, like would you get enough time to learn that language? No, I didn't pay attention to it because I had no intention to learn any language. And now I will tell you, from January to September, what actually I have progressed in the field of languages. So, first of all, I would like to tell you that I speak Hindi because it is my native language, and I speak a bit of English, like I'm speaking right now. There are a lot of mistakes I make while speaking English, and I'll try to improve it. I'll try to improve it, and I'm nowhere near perfection level. I still have to improve a lot. I try to improve. I try to speak some things, different things. I try to talk about different topics. I try to talk with the natives online sites, through the online sites. And the part where I feel most problem is the preposition. I don't know where to use in, on, what to use with dates, what to use with days, but I try to improve. If I would try, continuously speaking for a lot of days, like a month or more, then surely you would see some improvements in my speech. Okay. So in Hindi, like I speak good. Yeah, like on 14th September, it was Hindi Divas, and I tried to speak only in Hindi without using any English word, and I lasted for 20 minutes. And the word because of which the video ended was video. And really, there was no such word, there was no translation for the word video in Hindi. Thus, I failed. Actually, there were so many instances, like 15 to 20 times, when I wanted to speak the word video, but I restricted myself. But that 20 minute, um, it ended. In that 20th minute, the video ended. No issues. So I'm like good in Hindi, average in English. Then I know very little of Spanish, very, very, very little of Chinese in a conversational level. So speaking about how well can I conversate in the language, in Hindi, I can easily conversate to anyone who can speak Hindi. In English, I can, conversate with a lot of people. Maybe I would not even maybe I would not be able to like understand their accent, but I can understand the written form of English very well because I study all of my subjects in English language, and I watch different videos with English subtitles. I read some storybooks using the dictionary. I spend a lot of time reading and I use dictionary a lot. Not like the online dictionary or means I use a physical dictionary. I have two dictionaries. One is very detailed. It is English to Hindi. English to Hindi is the dictionary. Means if a word is written in English, first it would define the word in English, then it would define the word in Hindi, then it would give examples of the word, like example of the word used in the same word used in the different sentences, so as to give you idea of how the word is used. And the second dictionary, it is a pocket dictionary which I carry to my school, because in the school bus it is very noisy, everyone just talks to each other, but feel like we should use this time, we should build our abilities so that we can even read or focus when there is a lot of chaos. So that is why I carry a pocket dictionary while reading any textbook, or like this book which I have not touched any time before than today. So if I have to read this book on the bus, so I there are a lot of words. There are tens of words in the same page which I don't know the meaning of. So I just open the dictionary. I just look at search the word and look the meaning, and then everything makes sense. Then it feels like I'm comprehending. That's so good feeling. And the third dictionary which I have, I just bought it a few days ago, 2 3 days, a couple of days ago. It translates Hindi words to Hindi. You know why? Uh, this makes sense. You might feel that it does not make sense, but it makes sense because the stories, a lot of Hindi literature is written in a Hindi, which nobody around you speaks. Only Hindi professors at the universities, at the colleges, or Hindi teachers of the government schools or professors only speak that Hindi. It is known as Khadi Boli Hindi. So we are not used to hearing that type of Hindi with the people we are surrounded of. So whenever reading a book in Hindi or a story in Hindi, there are almost 5 to 6 words in the same page, which are used in a very regional context, or it is used in Khadi Boli Hindi. But we, the people of the new generation, don't use those words, so it feels like we don't know. So not it feels, basically we don't know the meaning of those words. So that is why I got a dictionary which helps you to understand those words. So the progress, so one thing which I improved this year in 2025 was that I developed a habit of reading, and dictionaries were always there to support me. They were my biggest supporters. And starting of the year, I just relied on the books which had like simpler text. I could read everything and I would understand everything without the help of dictionary. Then I borrowed some books from my library, and step by step I increased the level of the text, level of the language, and you know I improved. I feel I improved because now when I look at text, I could easily comprehend it. Not like easily, but I try. When I try, then I get it. Everything makes sense. Then slowly, I developed interest in reading the Hindi literature also. But I was suffering from a big problem. My mom is a Hindi teacher, so basically she knows Khadi Bole Hindi. So she tells me the meaning of a lot of things, a lot of sentences. But I like reading when I don't have any other tasks to do, like study in the book, study in the bus, or read the book in the free periods of school, read in the recess period. But at home, I'm engaged in different activities. But I meet mom at my home. She's not at my school. At school, we have a very talented teacher in Hindi. He's exceptionally well. But he is also principal of our school. So whenever there is a free period, we could not get him. We cannot talk to him because he has a lot of works to do. This is really sad, but yeah. So while studying Hindi, there are a lot of words which I don't understand, and so whenever I study a page, complete page, ignoring those words, so I feel blank. I don't understand what the words mean or what is the writer trying to say. So I thought let's not read the Hindi literature, but I got some books with easier Hindi, which I could understand, and it felt awesome. Like the Hindi stories for kids, not kids, but funny Hindi stories or Hindi story book. Reading it, I could easily understand a lot of things. But then I went to Haldwani and there was a book shop which was named as Just Books, and there I was scanning different types of books in the bookshelves. Mostly were English. Then the owner told me that if you wanna purchase Hindi books, you have to go to the upper floor. Then I became happy. I was just roaming, strolling here and there. Then I saw a Hindi dictionary. I felt so happy. I really felt so happy. There were three different types of dictionaries. One was very, very, very detailed. Other was not so detailed. And other one, the third one, was very detailed, and it was type of pocket dictionary. Though it was thick, but the thickness does not matter. The the variations in the word and the exact meanings, the deepness in the meaning was what it mattered the most at that time. So I was with my mom. I gave her three dictionaries. I asked her to please select one of these three, which had, the best meanings. Like which one was the best dictionary, and she said to me, like, get this one. And I'm gonna show you my three dictionaries right now. That is something I like the most, showing people my dictionaries. So here is my bag. You might not see it. Okay. So all the dictionaries are in the other room. I'm gonna get it. So. This one is a detailed dictionary, English to Hindi. So like this. So this helped me a lot to study the English literature at school, and to at a school means the syllabus of my school which the teacher teaches. And this one I just bought it a few days ago, as I've told you. And while traveling, while coming back here at my town where I am right now, there was a I had to go through, not go through is not a right word, but I had to travel like 9 hours, and I took a book of Premchand and this dictionary with me on my lap, and those 9 hours felt like 15 minutes. I felt like the this wave was very short. My mom was complaining that this way was very bad It was not maintained. There were so many potholes. The bus was jumping on the road. But I said, hey, are you lying? It was so smooth because I was busy reading the Hindi literature. And it would not be possible if I had not this book. This dictionary helped me a lot because I don't know meaning of most of the words. I am very, a stupid kind of person who does not know a lot of things, but I have these kind of things which makes me intelligent, which makes me smart. So the third dictionary, I took that dictionary to that place where I had been to, and I could not find it. Maybe I shall go and search for it. Search it. That's the right word, I guess. Oh, oh. It was there, but somebody put a cloth there. So this is a pocket dictionary. Like pocket, put dictionary. It's fine. And this one is not a pocket dictionary, but who cares? Put it on the pocket. And you can try putting this dictionary like here. Who cares? It is pretty uncomfortable, and this is not good for the health of dictionaries, which are not pocket dictionaries to put in a pocket. So, so this, so one moment. Whenever I read anything, which any English literature of the present date or a few years ago, like 100, 200 years ago, this dictionary has every meaning, every word. Like in the those 2 3 years where I had started using the dictionary, like only 20 words or only 15 words, only 10 words were there whose meaning this dictionary did not have, didn't have. Like this is way too perfect dictionary, and this is a mini dictionary. The word meanings are not so detailed, but they are detailed enough to give you an idea to understand the meaning by the context. And I just used this a couple of days ago for the first time. And when I was reading a book of Premchand, a storybook of Premchand, a compilation of stories of Premchand, so in the first page only, in the first page itself, there were 5 words whose meaning I could not understand. And when I looked when I searched those words in this dictionary, I got the meanings and I understood the whole page. So this was a very, happy moment for me because the 9 hour journey had just begun. And within the first few minutes, I could understand full page of Khadi Boli Hindi, which seemed impossible thanks to this dictionary. So, in the field of languages or whatever you say, I made this progress first of all. In Hindi and English, I made this progress. Like it is one of the biggest progress. So I'm gonna tell you in short. So what is this progress? This progress is now I can read any literature in Hindi or English. Any literature in Hindi or English with the help of dictionaries. So this is a very big step ahead because the previous year I could not read any Hindi textbook or any English textbook with ease, any difficult textbook with ease, but now I can do. The second thing is around April when my exams were over, there was a 2 week vacation, I guess. So in those 2 weeks, I learned Korean script, which is Hangul. Like I was planning to, follow a playlist so that it would help me pass the Korean proficiency test, whatever it is called. I don't know, remember the exact name. Topic, topic level. So that playlist was especially designed for the students who were willing to clear the topic level one exam. I was one of them. So just out of curiosity, I checked the playlist and I found it really helpful. I followed it for 7 to 8 videos in 3 to 4 days, and I learned the script. I can even write, I can even transcribe. Transcribe means writing writing in the same language by changing the script. Writing the same vocab of the source language, and the target text would be in. No, no, sorry. This is not how I should explain. Transcribe is. Transcribe is. Suppose I am saying I am Sachin Murari, so I am speaking English. I am in English in Roman script. So I am Sachin Murari in Roman script would be seen as IAMSACHINMURARI. But if you transcribe it to Hindi, then it would be A E A M S Ch N Mu Ra Ri. So the language is English, but the script is Devanagari. So I cannot speak, I cannot understand Korean, but I could read it. Just in 2 to 3 days, I was able to do it. And when in class, or when my classmates asked me to write something in Korean, and I actually wrote it, so they felt like they were seeing some Korean characters there. They felt so excited. It made me feel excited too. I propagated Hangul script in my class, and a lot of girls were very excited to know that there is a guy in our class who can actually write in Korean, and they were eager to learn, but I was nonchalant to teach them. I am Sachin Murari, hyperpolyglot alpha male giga chat, who is very attractive to every woman and man on the planet, as I've already told you. So, so let me be clear. I cannot understand words, vocabulary. I cannot speak anything in Korean. I cannot understand anything in Korean. I can just write Kor- English language with the help of Korean script, or I can write Hindi language with the help of Korean script. Just that. I can read or write in Korean, but I cannot understand or speak in Korean. So, this is what I did in the month of April. So, this was, a good accomplishment I made. But, my school just started in 2 weeks, and I didn't get enough time to follow the series, though I could have, but sorry. So, what I did next? So, yeah, I joined the Linguistic Society of America, the LSA. Actually, I emailed them about my interest in linguistic and everything like that. And they replied me that, yeah, we are happy to accept you. We are happy that you are excited to be a part of our society. And like this is the procedure, you can follow it and you can be the member. The membership would be free for you, and for from others they charge a lot, but I was selected as a student member, so it was free for me. It was not an easy process. It took like 2 weeks, like 1 week, not 2 weeks, like 1 week to, fully give me the scholarship, not scholarship, the membership. So this is also, good step, I made. So from April to August, the start of August, I didn't made, a lot of progress in my linguistic interest, in my linguistic interest of languages. But it was October. It was August. Full August and halfway in the September, I made a lot of progress. I feel that I was playing GeoGuessr. It was first or second of the August, and my school, the schools here in my area were closed due to the prediction of heavy rains. The government website predicted that, forecasted that heavy rains are gonna occur. Is that a right word? Right, like heavy rains are gonna occur in this area where I live. So government, the website or the department of the government had advised the authorities here of this area to close all the schools of the region, so that the children would not face any type of harm or anything like that. It was good for us, and like 15 days of August were like holidays. So I installed a game named GeoGuessr. So it uses Google Maps or Google Earth and uses the street views. It gives you a random street view, and you have to look at the surroundings to figure out which place of the world you are actually in. And you might think that it's so easy to guess the place in the world, but actually it's quite difficult. We have to, pay attention to a lot of things. And I found out that the language clue was in a lot of street views, in maximum street views. There was text written in any language, text written in any different language. But I could not figure out, like, which language is this? Oh, if it is Danish, then we are in Denmark. If it is German, we are in Germany or Austria. Mm. If the text is Polish, so we might be in Poland. If the text is Hindi, we are in northern part of India. If the text is Bengali, then we are either in Bangladesh or the areas near to it.
इसमें घी डालना है क्या?
नहीं तो
अभी उसको मत रख बेटा, इसको रख.
अरे मम्मा वो उसमें हो रहा है ना अभी. अभी मैं उसको बंद नहीं कर सकता.
निकाल दे बेटा.
अरे मम्मा वो हो रहा है अभी 28 मिनट की वीडियो.
उसके बाद तो 12
अरे वो उसमें पॉज नहीं होते ना टैबलेट में.
देख लो. तो कहीं भेज.
भाई दरवाजे बंद कर दो.
कहीं भेजनी है वो.
हाँ.
खाना नहीं खाना फिर. हाँ यार, घी डाल दो इसमें थोड़ा खाने में.
नहीं. There's just a lot. So I was talking about. I just forgot, man. This is not good. Yeah. So yeah, I got where I was. So there are a lot of language clues, but if you cannot recognize the languages, so you cannot recognize the reason, and you're gonna fail in GeoGuessr. But I wanted to pass. I wanted to be the topper of GeoGuessr. So I felt like if I would be able to recognize all the languages somehow, then I would get all the countries correct in GeoGuessr all the time. Suppose there is a text written, and with the help of some clues, I might figure out, okay, this is Norwegian, this is Finnish language, this is Albanian language. Does that exist? I don't know. So I went to YouTube and I searched for these type of videos, but the results were not satisfactory. Then I took the help of ChatGPT, Gemini, DeepSeek, AIs to make me understand the difference in the European languages, because the you can easily identify the differences between scripts of the Asian languages, but to differentiate between the different European languages is quite hard because all of them uses the Latin script. Eu- France uses Latin script, Portugal uses Latin script, Spanish, German, Polish, Finnish, Norwegian, Swedish, Hungarian, Montenegrin, Croatian, Serbian, Bosnian, every language. So I gave my week to understand the differences between these languages, these European languages, and I was able to understand like what was the differences between these languages. Swedish was very easily identifiable because it uses a lot of A's with double dots and a lot of O's with double dots. And if you would have to distinguish it from Danish and Norwegian, then though the A and double dots O with umlaut, this is what we say, I don't know. So Danish and Norwegian does not use that umlauts. So this is how you can separate, you can eliminate the language like Danish or Swedish from the text if you feel like it's Swedish like that. So this is how I learned to distinguish between every language of Europe. Distinguishing between Italian, Spanish, French, and Portuguese was quite easy. That's because I had used Duolingo for a little amount of time, and I know which language is, which language is Spanish, and because of Spanish, I know which language is not Spanish, which is Portuguese. Portuguese uses A's and wave like type of symbol. It is easily identifiable. Then French is identifiable. Italian identifiable because a lot of words end in vowel sound. And Italian was identifiable. Yes. The problem was with the Central European, Eastern European, no, not Eastern European, Central European, Northern European, and Southern European languages. Eastern European languages were just Slavic languages, using the languages using Cyrillic alphabets. So, you know what I did, I'm gonna tell you. So, this is my notebook, and first I learned how to differentiate between Swedish, Norwegian, Danish, and to differentiate Swedish from Norwegian and Danish was quite an easy task, but still I'm confused between Danish and Norwegian. Sometimes when I see a Danish text, I just guess that it is Norwegian or like that. I make a lot of mistakes. There is a lot more to learn how to differentiate between these two languages. Then was the easier part. I was trying to learn how to differentiate between the languages of the same family, like Swedish, Norwegian, Danish. By family, I mean to say which were very similar in their written form, not the actual language families which the linguistics talk about. I don't know about that. I have no knowledge about that. But I asked ChatGPT that out of all the can you club all the languages of Europe and based on the similarities in their written form, and he did it for me. Then the next year was then the next group was Dutch, German, Icelandic. It was very easy to understand the differences. Dutch uses Dutch. What was that? So Dutch, German, and Icelandic were quite easily identifiable because Icelandic uses a lot of different alphabets which are not used in German and Dutch. And German there is a alphabet like uh, B, which is very which is not used in Icelandic or Dutch language. So German was distinguishable from Dutch and Icelandic, and Icelandic was distinguishable from German and Dutch. Also, German uses a lot of capitalization. They just capitalize all the nouns. If you have to say, I read a book, so In Germany, B, the book, first letter of the book would be capitalized. A lot of capitalization. So this is how you tell German and Icelandic apart. And Dutch, rarely a okay. So very this one is very good thing. So in Dutch they don't use a lot of a and umlaut. They don't use umlauts a lot, but in German a lot of umlauts. But now I'm not gonna explain the differences between languages, but I'm just gonna tell you like which different languages I can distinguish. Finnish and Estonian. It was easy to distinguish between these two languages because Finnish uses a lot of compound words, very long words they have, and they in Estonian they use O and a wave like structure on top of it. Latvian and Lithuanian were the next, and Latvian uses a lot of like like in top of the alphabets, different alphabets, there is a rod type of thing. In Pinion it also exists. So Latvian and Lithuanian were easier to distinguish between. And Lithuanian uses, you know what is that, they write vowels, and they make a different type of structure under it, so it was easily identifiable that it is Lithuanian. Then I did a very difficult task. I tried to I tried to understand how to differentiate between Russian, Ukrainian, Belarusian, Bulgarian, Macedonian, and Serbian. And with the help of ChatGPT, I was able to find that some of the alphabets of the Cyrillic script are not used in one language, but they are used in other languages. And some languages even borrowed some characters from English, from Roman script. So, yeah, I don't remember those differences, but I have written here. And whenever I feel the importance, whenever I feel the need of uh, distinguishing between these languages, I'm just gonna open the notebook, I'm just gonna read it, and by a lot of constant practice, constant exposure to these languages, I am one day gonna easily identify them. I'm easily gonna tell them apart. Then I learned to distinguish between Italian, Maltese, Portuguese, Romanian, and Catalan. Catalan is spoken in northern Spain. I guess. I'm not so sure. So, you know, Italian, Maltese, Portuguese, Romanian were easily, you know, separable from each other. There are some clues, specific clues, which you have to look for to understand with identify them. And now the most challenging part was to distinguish between Czech. No, 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 no. I missed one thing. Yeah, I missed one thing. One moment. So then not the most difficult part. Then I, understood the differences between Czech, Slovak, and differences between Slovenian, Hungarian. I don't remember. I am just, you know, what do we say? I'm just accepting that I just don't know the differences between those languages at the moment because just a few weeks ago I had learned it, and since then I have not practiced them. But with the practice, I'm gonna tell them apart. Whenever I need them, I have this notebook, so I'll just open the notebook and check if I'm going right or wrong. Now, the most difficult part was to tell apart Croatian, Bosnian, and Serbian written in Latin script. Serbian was like a little bit different from Bosnian and the Croatian language, but Croatian and Bosnian were just same, literally same. So let me tell you why I'm saying that those languages are same. So I copied a text from my WhatsApp, then I pasted it on Google Translate, then I translated it to Croatian. Okay, I translated the copy text from English to Croatian. Then I copied the Croatian text and I I copied the Croatian text. I closed the translate app. I opened the translate app. I pasted the Croatian text and I wanted to translate it to English, and it auto detected my Croatian text as Bosnian. It was a Croatian text, but Google Assistant told me that it's Bosnian text. So literally, they were same. So that is, even now I cannot tell them apart. Some people even say on YouTube, like, I don't know much about history of Europe or anything like that, but a YouTuber named Linguism, yeah, the same YouTuber, he told in one of his videos that previously this was a common nation or something like that. I might be wrong. Like, I'm just telling you what I remember. So if you wanna get the exact information, please check on internet. And even I'm gonna check on internet about it. So he said told that it was like the same country before, the same area before. The language was spoken everywhere, in that area. But due to some political tensions, the same area broke into two countries, and due to political reason, the same language was called by other name in one part and by other name in second part. So basically, the same language was divided into two other language, and still at the moment in present day, they are literally the same. So this is another progress which I made. And after learning this, I saw like dozens of videos where we had to see the text and we had to identify the script. And I think I'm good at it. I'm good at it. So I might be bad. I might not get like any of them sometimes. Sometimes I get all of them. So I don't really, I don't brag about these things. I just accept whatever I cannot do, and I just feel I can do some things when I feel I can do. So another huge, you know, progress I made, or another huge accomplishment I made, was to learn Greek. I admit that I cannot understand Greek, I cannot speak Greek, but I can read and write in Greek. I can write English or Hindi text in using Greek alphabets. When you would pronounce the Greek alphabets, if you know Greek, if you can read Greek, so it would just sound like English or Hindi, whatever is the input, whatever was the input. So I can read and write in Greek. I have made some videos about it too. And then before learning Greek, for 2 3 months I was learning Chinese. First I started with Pinyin, Pinyin, the romanized form of Chinese characters. Pinyin just displays the sound a Chinese character makes. So Pinyin is quite easy for us English speakers, even easier for me because I'm a Hindi speaker. So I learned Pinyin. So let me also admit that I just watched two videos of conversational Chinese, and it was about the restaurant context to order the food or whatever you would like to eat. And I think I'm not good at it. Like, I'm pretty basic speaker of Chinese, but I try to improve. So let me tell you one thing. I was watching a video of Steve Kaufman with Linguism, and they both, agreed on the point that if a person is learning two languages at the same time, it is a very advantageous task for him. It is very beneficial. You know why? Because when you learn one language, say Chinese, So if you will read it, speak it, talk in it, you would feel bored. You would feel like escaping from it. But if you like start with two languages, then you read one language, practice it. When you feel bored, other language, practice it. When you feel bored, sleep. Why every time practicing? You need rest. So na- another language, this language, another this. By the end of a moment, a period, you are gonna be fluent in two languages. So I gave it a thought, and I thought like they are saying it right. So after 8 months, I watched the Language Simp video where he told which languages to learn in 2025, and he explained about Indonesian language also. It was among the 10 languages which he talked about, and I felt Indonesian is a great choice. And yesterday I downloaded an app called Talk In, there where there are chat talking rooms. There are a lot of peoples, like 5 to 10 in a room. They are from different nationalities, and you just do a language exchange with them. I saw a lot of Indonesian people, and I asked them to teach me Indonesian, and I asked them to convince me to learn their language in a very polite manner. And most of them were very, hospitable, and they asked me, yeah. They told me, yeah, we are gonna teach you something like that. And after leaving the app, I asked ChatGPT to tell me 20 reasons why Indonesian is easy to learn, or something like that. And when I read the reasons, and when I read the explanation of ChatGPT and examples of why Indonesian is easy, so I was really convinced it is very easy. So from now onwards, I'm gonna focus from next 3 months till the next year. I'm gonna focus on improving my conversational Chinese and conversational Indonesian. So this was it. This was the progress I made so far, from January to September, and my plans for September to December. Thank you for watching.